I just wanted to do a replay of a game that I just played, just because it was so wacky. Um, I did a random, and I ended up with Franks on Gold Rush, and we ended up against a Cuman, however you say that player. Um, and yeah, they did some tower drops. They did a TC drop on me. Just unlike anything I've ever seen before. I defended against it and came out with the W, but I really wanted to just kind of show this and show kind of what happened and what I did, just because it was so wacky. All right, here we go. And I'm just going to show it to you from my perspective here. So, I didn't have the best start. I kind of was struggling a little bit with scouting and whatnot, but so I got my sheep initially, and you can see I'm going here, getting all my stuff. Standard build. Yeah, not much to talk about in Dark Age, but Cumans get that second TC in Feudal. And so I'm sitting over here and I'm scouting, doing what I can. Obviously, I have some idle time, but doing what I can to kind of keep going. I'll keep the Vil count up here so you can see. I mean, they're leading me a little bit here. I'm struggling to find where stuff is, but I'm like, okay, cool, normal game. Just kind of planning to do some men-at-arms and see what happens. I noticed, hey, it's a really open map. There's nothing to wall. So you can see pretty much all I have is this wood line. This is just on the edge and nothing else. In fact, I'll just take out Fog of War for right now, so you can see my map. So no potential for walling this, really. So I'm over here creating some men-at-arms, and then look at this. He sends all these Vils, like 15 Vils or so. I'm able to pick off one or two, but pretty instantly I realize what's happening, and so I go, okay, fine. I was hoping to get fletching because I knew that would kill him. Unfortunately, I'd spent all of my gold on these men-at-arms, and I knew there was no point in releasing them. So he's got some repair Vils out. I take one out just for kicks and giggles. I notice he's trying to tower this over here, so I get rid of that tower. Thinking, oh, okay, cool. It's just him messing around. He'll be done here in a minute. But he, in fact, is not done. So, I deal with that, clean it up, go on about my day, thinking, oh, yeah, we're good. In fact, I go ahead and don't notice this Phil. He's just left camping. And I just come over here to his base, just kind of to, show some aggression and leave him alone. He's got some idols doing whatever. He's pulled ahead in Vils by a decent amount at this point. I've had to build quite a bit on military. I'm just taking all the gold I can, thinking, all right, my goal is to rush strictly to castle. But, obviously I'm struggling with my eco, trying to figure out exactly how to make that work. You can see gold going crazy. I should have built a market a little bit earlier, but I kept thinking, oh, I need more farms so that I can get this up. But, I'm going crazy. And he finally kills off my the last of my men-at-arms over here. So here he goes. Sends 5 Vils over. And he wants to build a stable. And he just leaves these Vils here, just chilling. Like, he doesn't care. It's like, idle, I don't care. So eventually he gets a single scout up, and I'm like, oh, okay. I'm thinking he has a scout at his base, is what I'm thinking. I'm not thinking about, oh, he's doing some sort of very bizarre rush strategy. And so next thing I know, he walls in these Vils over here, and he towers me again. So there he goes. He's towered my stone. I have no military left at this point. And at this point, he really could have probably done some pretty serious damage. I mean, here I am still in castle, but I have knights out pretty quick, and I go take care of this. I'm like, okay, no big deal. Take care of this one, and then before I know it, this guy's up. But luckily, I had been on stone, so I get a castle up pretty quick. I might have lost a vill to this. I'm not sure. And I was thinking I had enough. I was thinking I would have enough knights to take down the TC, but I don't. So I lose quite a few knights, actually, about 8 knights or so. I guess because of this tower, he had enough stuff. So I'll go ahead and okay, the plan comes together a little bit. We put a TC up over here. He gets to castle finally. He's got a couple archers, but I'm not too worried about it. I'm rushing down these towers thinking, yeah, I need to just get control back over my base. No big deal. Castle in the center, just so that way he can't take that. And little do I know, he is putting up siege all around me and getting attacked by some lions up here on gold. And then this last push is really the interesting bit. So you're seeing 2 barracks go up here. All right, I'm going to slow this down a little bit. All right. So here I am. I'm just chilling. I've got all of my knights in here, just healing them up, thinking, obviously there's a battle coming. He hasn't GG'd yet. But as you can see, I have a big score lead on him. I have a 1,200 point score lead. So I'm thinking, oh yeah, no problem. I'm thinking I'm just gonna get to imp, tech upgrade to cav, and then I'll end this game. But I mean, he's built, probably, I don't know, quite a few, maybe close to 20 halbs. And so soon he's gonna make the mistake. He probably had me beat had he not made this mistake right here. So whenever you switch that back to Fog of War, I notice halbs. And I know, okay, he actually does know somewhat what he's doing. So I just go, all right, cool. And I make the tech switch, and I start going, oh, you want to go halbs? I'll just counter that with axemen, and I'll counter that by a lot. So what I started doing is I realize what's happening, and I know I need to distract him more than anything. He wants to take down this market, which is the right call, so that I can't, necessarily do much. So I just take all of my knights out, and I realize these guys have got to go. If they don't go, we're in trouble. But as you can see, I've got now at this point, 16 villager lead. My eco is far superior. He has a much better military right now, but my eco is way better. So I'm working through blacksmith upgrades and whatnot, trying to get that eco to where it's usable. Upgrade to cav finally, and I realize, all right, we're getting there. We're getting there on axemen. I'm not too worried because I know, hey, I've got plenty of wood. So I just go ahead and build these stables back here. I could have built a castle here too to protect, and that probably would have been enough. So I have no intention of taking this fight. I was hoping to pick off these archers was best case scenario. Not that it's a whole lot of archers, but it was worth knowing about. But I'm also starting to think about counter raiding perhaps, because I know I'll be able to clean this up pretty easily since it's nothing but halbs, which are pretty easily countered. In fact, I could have just built skirms and taken out this entire army, really. But I thought throwing axes, why not? So I see him come in here with this mango, and I take out the archers, which are his best counter. And I pretty quickly deal with his little halb army here, knowing, yeah, he has nothing. Rush in. His best shot was to take out that mangonel, to take out all my axes, but I'm able to clear that up pretty well. And because I'm already at Cavalier, I mean, I have a way better army just in general. Clean up his entire army. So now I have 16 military, and the GG is called. So, I mean, I think that's just a case of, you know, if someone is being hyper aggressive, just trying to play steady and not getting overly excited, but instead just trying to focus on, okay, what do I need to be doing right now? And some mistakes were made for sure. I was not doing what you need to be doing, which is building vills while you are getting raided. But, I mean, I thought for sure I would take him in castle. I assumed his eco was weaker than what it was, just from having to waste all that wood and stone on all these towers. And granted, it definitely did hurt his eco quite a bit, because, you know, he threw up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different towers. So, I mean, it definitely did impact him quite a bit, because you need a lot of vills working that in order to take that much stone. But, being Franks, I get cheap castles. And so, ultimately, you know, I needed to put a castle right here. And then this little sneaky vill thing would never have worked, or, you know, sent into the halbs this way. Probably could have picked up relics. And I definitely needed a castle here. And I thought about it, but it just never really made sense for me timing-wise. And so ultimately, I mean, I just had a good feeling. I was like, I think I'll be able to clean up anything he has. And it turns out I was right, because at a certain point he stopped making vills. So had he kept making vills, he probably had me, but his military also might not have been as large and as threatening. So yeah, that was a really good game, really interesting one. And I just thought I would show that one to you.